Hi, and welcome to my channel, Shades of Sage, where I share all things motherhood. My name is Tashima. I'm a doula, chef, and mama of 5, but today is not about me. Today I am welcomed by, I think the first time, no, this is actually the second or third time on this channel, my sister Tynasia, one of my younger sisters, and she just gave birth to her first child in May. So she is, how many months?
Almost 4 months.
4 months, almost 4 months postpartum, and I want to get her on my channel so we can kind of chat about motherhood, you know, her being a first-time mom, and get, you know, some of her experience throughout her pregnancy, her birth, of course, breastfeeding, and things like that. So if you're interested in that, then just keep watching. So like I said, this is one of my baby sisters. She is
26.
Okay, she is 26 years old, all right, which is ironically the same age I was when I had my first child. So that's pretty cool. All right, so I have some questions today. We have about 5, but we'll see where we go after that. Like if I have any more, I definitely have some more questions, but time-wise, we're kind of low on time right now. So we'll just get started with the first one. My first one for her is, how was your pregnancy?
I loved it.
Really? Good. Okay.
Okay. It was cute.
Okay.
And I liked being able to like see my stomach grow.
Okay.
I'm small, so it was a little painful sometimes.
Yeah.
I worked all the way up until a week before I was due.
Oh yeah, that definitely
I
is a
was
lot.
at work when I could get a break doing stretches so I could move her around, but she would just be like up in my ribs.
Okay.
But other than that, I mean, each appointment was kind of like emotional
Okay.
because it was like I wasn't prepared, so just a lot of things I didn't know I had to do with each appointment, and some things a little surprising, but overall I would say I enjoyed it.
Okay. Physically, it wasn't like too bad, or
I don't know. I feel like the good and the bad was kind of the same.
okay.
So I wouldn't say it really was physically an issue until
Like the end of pregnancy.
like maybe the last month or so.
Okay.
Other than that, it was good. I did have like the morning sickness, kind of. I had the nausea, but I never threw up.
Oh,
That was
see,
good.
lucky.
But then it's kind of like,
Okay.
it seems like that's better, but then if you're waiting the whole time for yourself to throw up and it's never happening, then you just have that feeling still. So I don't know. I don't know if I would have preferred to actually be throwing up or not.
Yeah. Well, if you watch my channel, you know my stories. I had the nausea and throwing up for all of my pregnancies, and when I wasn't throwing up, I still felt nauseous. Like I felt like relief, like maybe 5 minutes after I threw up, and then the nausea was back.
The whole time?
Pretty much the whole time.
For how long?
The whole pregnancy.
Nah.
From like 6 weeks on.
Until giving birth?
And then for me instantly it went away when I gave birth. But pretty much the whole time. And the throwing up was but I'm glad you had a good experience. So I'm guessing you were like a low risk pregnancy. Like you weren't never categorized as high risk, right?
I don't think so.
Okay, so like a standard. And if you hear anyone in the background, that is her little baby girl. I'll let you tell us the name when you're ready. So yes, standard pregnancy, really no issues physically, medically wise, and so pretty good textbook pregnancy, first pregnancy, which is really good because if you have a traumatic one like I did, it's kind of hard, you know, like down the road for your other pregnancies if you have more children in the future. Number 2, oh, the baby wants to ask some questions. How do you feel about your birth? How do you feel about your birth?
That was my favorite part.
Oh, okay, good.
Yes, I felt like, okay, I thought when I went to the hospital the night before, they were going to send me home. Or I thought I wouldn't have to go to the hospital. But when I actually did get there and I realized stuff had to start, I was nervous.
Yeah.
But
your birth, yeah, how do you feel about it? How do you feel about your birth? Like, was it a good experience? Was it bad?
I was nervous going in the first night because I wasn't expecting them to actually keep me and I didn't want to have to go there at all.
Okay.
But after that, I feel like once the epidural kicked in, the next day because I had to be induced.
Right.
Then it started to get good. Like I was in no pain. Like I could feel like the movements, the contractions when I was having them, so I knew when to push.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, everything was painless. I didn't feel the pain from the stitches or anything.
Oh, nice.
So no, the giving birth part makes me kind of want to do it again.
Oh, goodness.
No, not a rush, but
right.
it was a good experience. I would say. I feel like the nurses were really nice.
Good.
They were really helpful. So yeah, I enjoyed it.
Okay, let us know, or let me know in the comments of the video if you would like to see like her official birth story here on this channel, where we can talk about, you know, everything that happened, where we can talk about everything that happened throughout the birth, because of course I was there. So she can tell her side, and then maybe I can tell my side. So let me know if you would like to hear her story here on this channel, her birth story. Okay, but she does feel good about it. It was a positive experience, which is really, really good. That is one of the reasons why I am so passionate about being a doula, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. But just making sure that moms have good experiences, positive experience that they don't have to heal from later on down the road. All right, next question is, do you feel like having a doula was helpful throughout your pregnancy, your birth, everything like that? And again, I was her doula. I mean, because duh. I was her doula. She actually had two. So she's a very, very lucky girl, because my mom also is a doula, and her mom, obviously, our mom, was there. So we really had two doulas, really. So share that a little bit.
I loved having a doula. I felt like I did not know what to expect going into it. It's like you always feel more like you know what to expect when you watch other people's videos or hear other people's stories, but it's definitely different to actually go through it yourself.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was beneficial, like for appointments, because sometimes I wouldn't know what they were saying when they were asking certain questions, or when they were telling me things like, you know, voicing certain concerns.
Right.
So I feel like a doula helped me to get better.
I'm about to start rocking too, y'all. I was like, wait, I don't got the baby.
Yes, I feel like a doula helped me to understand some of the things that they were talking about.
Right.
And it was just nice to have the extra support as well, because, you know, her father was there.
Which is amazing. Of course, we love having partner support.
Yes.
All right.
I did appreciate that, because he would be able to hold my hand through some of the appointments when it was getting too much for me. But even still, it was both of our first times, so it was a lot. So it was new for both of us. So it was nice to have someone there who was more experienced. Was I trying to say anything?
You were saying that you were glad you had a doula. It was helpful for helping you with support and the questions that they were asking, and maybe like even some tests that they wanted you to take.
Yes.
Things like that. Okay.
Yes. So yes, that was beneficial, because there would be some things that I didn't really want to do, and having a doula helped to back me up, because you feel sometimes obligated, like you have to do whatever the doctors tell you to do. So having a doula to be like, no, she said she doesn't want to do this, that was very helpful. I appreciated that a lot.
Okay. Did you feel like that? Did you experience that a lot throughout your pregnancy, or was it more your birth, or was it both? What you feel like? But like having them say things that you knew you kind of didn't want to do, but you felt like you had to do, and like, you know, like speaking up for yourself, that kind of thing. Was that like throughout your pregnancy, your appointments?
Well, okay. I would say most doctors, they didn't try to push too far. Like if I said something, that was what went pretty much. Yeah. But I had one doctor in particular, and
it's always one.
Yeah, I don't know if she thought because of my age or because it was my first child, but she would kind of like encourage me to do stuff where it kind of wasn't like a question. It was kind of like she would just kind of say it like I had to do it. Right. Like, even if I would say, no, I'm okay, I don't want to do it, she would still be like, well, you know you should do it, because until I kind of changed my answer. So I did have to get a little firm with her the last time. We didn't have no more problems after that.
You remember who it was?
All
right, what's because I had the same OB practice for my first 4 children, not my last. What was the first initial? The last name?
A? I think. I think it was A.
The lady I said I liked, or no?
No. That was the one. Once I switched over to her, then things got a lot better.
Okay. Oh, Lordy. I know exactly what she's talking about. And yes, A has a problem.
Yeah, because she assumed.
She has been a bully for me, and you, Tanaja, and my mom. This is going back a long time, y'all. Let me tell you. Yeah, mommy. Remember with Tamani?
She's not old enough.
She is though. And she's the head. over there?
With the locks.
No, she don't got locks.
Oh, then we might be talking about a different person.
Oh, for real? She'll tell me later. Oh, okay. No, I'm thinking of someone else then. Okay, go ahead.
No, that's crazy. That's 3.
Oh, okay. No, I do know another person, which is crazy because I think the person you're talking about, I really liked. And if I'm not mistaken, they delivered Kenzo.
Really?
We're going to chat later. Just to make sure it's the right person. But, you know, like you could have a different experience with a person versus someone else. So a lot of times, like as a doula, I may recommend such and such or somebody such and such. But if they rub you the wrong way, then that's not the best person for you. So just go with, you know, what you feel comfortable with as the mom, the pregnant person, whatever.
Because I had her twice, and both times it was the same thing. Like, she really was not trying to hear me. And on the first time I left out the office feeling discouraged. Like, I was like, should I do whatever she said? I know I don't want to do it, but should I?
Yeah.
So that's why the second time, once I had talked to my doula and was like, and she, you know, emphasized that I could be more firm. And the next time I just said what I need to say, shut it down. There's no more questions after that.
There you go. And that's what we do. That's what we do. We help our clients to advocate for themselves and let them know that the power is in their hands at all times, in all situations. I don't care what it is. I do not care. It's your body, okay? So you're giving birth, good experience. How is breastfeeding going?
Now it's going really well.
Okay.
She doesn't like prefer one boob to the other,
which is great.
And I think the pull or like the letdown is pretty much the same.
Okay.
But at first, the first couple days in the hospital, I was like, should I be breastfeeding? Because she wasn't latching on, and I didn't know how to get her to latch on. Yeah. And then she had this thing as soon as she came out where she was stuck on her bottom lip. Yes. So I'd have to try to get her to put her lip down. Yeah. So I could put the boob in there.
I feel like she came out super hungry. She was not playing around, and she still does not play around to this day, which is good. Yeah. But she is like, if she's hungry, she hungry, and feed me now. Yep. Ain't that right?
That's when I hear her the most. That's how.
But yeah. So like latching, of course. If you watch any of my videos, you know how important latching is. It basically is the fundamentals of breastfeeding, is getting a good latch. And so if you're having problems with that, and those first few days, those first few weeks is the best time to troubleshoot it, because it kind of usually gets worse from there if you never nailed it. But she had great help and support. Have you had any like breastfeeding struggles? Well, just besides that latching, like you were saying, anything?
Struggles? Yeah.
Or anything, I don't know, like surprising about breastfeeding, you know, now that you're breastfeeding yourself.
I would say maybe like as far as struggle wise, because she did prefer one boob at first, it was hard to like when I was tired or if I was already getting frustrated. If she wanted to just be on the one boob, I would just let her do it. Okay. And then I did notice, that it would make not so much the other one have milk, or it would have so much milk in it where it would hurt. And by then I needed her to feed on that one, and I hadn't really practiced that one as much. So I had to quickly fix that. And then the other thing was the latching on, I didn't know would be painful. So there'd be times that she would be hungry again, and I'm like, please not now, because they hurt. So I had to adjust to that as well. Okay. But the cream did work.
Oh, the nipple cream. Okay. Which one did you use?
The lanolin.
Lanolin? Okay. Yes. Okay. Good. That's good, because I have had it, but I don't think I've ever used it. But yes, if you need it, definitely use it, and it is safe, obviously, for breastfeeding. But do you have any pain now with breastfeeding?
Every now and again, because she started to pick up how often she wants to eat now. Before, she could go maybe 3 to 4 hours without eating. There's one time she tried to go longer than that, and I just would have to wake her up when she was asleep. But now it's like she's giving me an hour and a half to 2 hours.
And why is that? Because she is going through a growth spurt, which I can see just from my eyes. But obviously mom can tell because she has wanting to eat more often, more frequently, which means your baby's going through a growth spurt. And again, like I said in my live recently, 3, 6, 9, a lot of times, So like day 3, day 6, day 9, month 3, month 6, month 9. Those are usually when babies are going through their growth spurts and developmental spurts. And so, yeah, she's growing nicely, getting big, and breastfeeding is still going well, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, actually, I kind of enjoy it now.
Good.
And I will say that I do understand, like, the bonding thing. Like, it was just nice to have something that just we can share.
Yeah.
And when you're feeding her, you can't really do anything else. So it would be nice to just, like, look at her and just, it's just kind of like an emotional experience.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's a lot. But once you got it, I mean, it doesn't really require, like, too much effort, you know, on your part.
Because now I can text and watch TV.
Right. So that's nice. But in the early days, you know, when you're learning, because of course we know breastfeeding is natural, you know, biologically, all that stuff, but it still is a learned skill. It is a learned skill. So you want to make sure that if you plan on breastfeeding, you are breastfeeding, that you're getting that help and support from people who know about breastfeeding, okay? So that they can help you on your breastfeeding journey, so that you won't have issues, or if you do have issues, they can help you solve them or resolve them. Okay? So I'm so glad to know that breastfeeding is going great for her, because that is something I'm really passionate about. And I'm like, with all the experience that I have, like, I just definitely, if I'm not going to help anyone, I'm going to help my sisters, my family, right? And so I'm glad, I'm so happy to hear that. All right, and our last question, unless we have a little bit more time, what is something that no one warned you about? So either for pregnancy, for birth, postpartum, because we didn't really talk too much about postpartum.
I wonder if I can find something.
But what is something that just, I don't know, pops to the front of your mind?
The first thing is definitely the postpartum.
Okay.
Like, I would see people on social media making it seem like as soon as they push the baby out, they're back to themselves.
Let me tell you.
They're out going to parties and all of this stuff. Nope.
It's not realistic, y'all. It's not.
Really not.
It's fake.
First,
excuse me.
2-3 days, I couldn't really walk to the bathroom on my own.
And keep in mind, sorry, not to cut her off, but keep in mind she had a, like I said, pretty much easy pregnancy, low risk everything, and a nice and easy birth. Yeah. So for her to say that it was hard to walk 2 to 3 days postpartum, okay.
And the nurses had to come in to help me.
Right.
I was not expecting that at all. And even like the 2 weeks afterwards, once I got home, it was still a lot of pain.
Right.
It was hard to like use the bathroom because of the slight tearing I did have.
Right. Okay.
And yeah, I remember one night I was just laying in the bed and I had to call mommy to come downstairs because like the scabs, I guess I got too dry.
Okay.
And I could not even put my leg down out the bed to go to the bathroom. And then I trying to take care of the baby as well. It just was a lot. And that was
It is a lot. And I say that moreover on this channel is that hardly nobody talks about postpartum. Yes. Like we get so much, or I don't know, like if you agree or not, but we get so much knowledge or like information about pregnancy. Right. This is what to expect during your pregnancy, this, that, and another. But then it's like have your baby go home and no one's talking about what happens. Like even, and this may be TMI, but maybe I'll tell a little bit of myself. But even like when it comes to going to the bathroom, like number 2, nobody talks about that. But that first time you go number 2, once you're giving birth to a baby, your mind, like at least for me, I'm like, oh my gosh, now I have to poop. It may have been days since you have pooped last. It may, you know, you may have that trauma just in your body, like built up in your body, in your mind about having to go poop, knowing that, you know, you tore, you have stitches, if you had a C-section, you know, because it's a lot of things. I have a video on this channel about pooping postpartum, so check that out. But even something like as simple as going poop, nobody's talking about this stuff.
Everything's a lot closer down there than you think it is. So.
No, for real. It is. It really is. It is a lot closer. And if you do tear, I mean, if you don't tear, maybe it's not as much of a big concern. Right. But even still, you're swollen down there. If you're giving birth vaginally, you're swollen. Even if you had a C-section, because I know for me, for the ones that I did have C-sections for, I was already having like swelling vaginally throughout the later stages of my pregnancy. And so it's a lot. Postpartum is a lot. Postpartum. Yes. Anything else that you feel like was new, surprising, shocking? about, you know, in general, like being a first-time mom, anything like that?
I want to say shocking, but it's always surprising to remember that I have a child.
It's a big change. It is a big change.
I don't need nobody coming for me, but it's just the whole 9 months year preparing, but they're already a part of you.
Okay.
So them actually being here the whole time, it's like, wait a second, whose baby is that? Oh, that's my baby back there.
Yes.
Whose baby is crying? That's my baby crying.
That is so funny. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, because you got to think you went 26 years, you know, like by yourself. Like, yes, we're part of a big family and all that stuff, but you didn't have to really like look out or be responsible for anyone else other than yourself. And now you have this little person who you're responsible for the next at least 18 years. So yay. No, that's so funny and relatable, because even now, like, I have 5 children, and sometimes I be counting, right? Like, I be counting like, wait a minute, am I missing somebody? Then I have to run through the names and the ages. And sometimes, like, if her baby's here and my baby's here and everyone's in the living room, or like, you know, my baby sleeps somewhere, I'm like, oh, everyone's here. Wait, no, where's Alma? Mom brain is definitely still real postpartum. So the mom brain, where you forget stuff. Yes, you did during pregnancy. Maybe not so much now.
What did I forget?
Appointments. I'm almost certain. Or you'd be like, I thought I texted you already, or whatever.
Maybe.
Or I meant to text you, that kind of thing. I've had some crazy ones. I put keys in the freezer. It's been crazy. They say it gets worse the more kids you have. Definitely true for me.
That's a mom.
I saw my questions. We might have a couple of minutes. Okay, and so my last question for you today is, what advice do you have for any other first-time moms? First-time pregnant moms, or just gave birth moms, anything like that?
Okay. Advice? I would say just enjoy the experience.
Okay.
I feel like I tried to do that, but sometimes you can just get so overwhelmed and worked up about everything else outside of it. It takes away from it.
Right.
And it is
so
really
true.
a beautiful experience. And so I would say take the time out to just connect with your baby and the journey without outside noise and outside people. That's what I would say.
I like that. I like that a lot. And I do totally agree, because obviously when you're pregnant, hormones are all over the place. They're here, they're there, they're everywhere. And certain things can get under your skin, or it can bring up other emotions about like unresolved traumas, or like other traumas, other things, you know. If you've been pregnant before, you know what I'm talking about. And it can just be a whole bunch at one time while you're also growing a baby. Also trying to stay alive yourself. It is a lot, all right? So yes, I think that is all for today. Those are all my questions for this video. Again, if you would like to know her full birth story, let me know in the comments below, and then maybe I'll bring her back so we can go through it, because I feel like that would be really fun to like walk through the steps and everything. And we were pregnant at the same time, so it has been incredible. It has actually really been amazing, because my daughter is 10 months actually today. Her daughter is about to be 4 months old, so we were pregnant for like, what, 6 months together? Because Alma will be 1 soon, and I think when your baby was born, she was 6 months. Or about to be 6 months.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know what the math is with that.
Yeah, it's somewhere around there. So that was really fun, and we both had baby girls, so that is amazing. And what is your daughter's name, if you don't mind sharing? Namari. It's so pretty. She's so pretty. And you're welcome. And yes, this was really fun. So we hope you enjoyed the video. She's planning on starting a YouTube channel, a TikTok, something like that.
Somewhere.
Okay. So this is like, you know, the introduction here on this channel. And I do plan on doing some more interviews with my mom, because she's a doula as well, and there's so many topics that I want to talk about. But you know, trying to coordinate everybody's schedule is a thing. It's a lot.
Yeah,
all right.
It's hectic.
Yeah, it is. So if you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe if you're not already. Let me know if you would like to see that other interview, or who I should interview next. Now we gotta go to church actually. We gotta give God some time, so we're about to head on to church. We hope you all have a great day whenever you're watching this, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. And remember to let your story be your power. Remember, you're looking right here. Yes, not at yourself, but right there. That's the thing. Like, I mean, you can look at yourself to fix. Yeah.
Okay.
But if you don't, then you're kind of like.
Green light or here?
Yeah, well, this is the camera. That right there. So, yeah, the green light. Yeah. Okay. Don't be nervous. It'll be fun once we start talking. You ready? Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, no, it's okay. We're pouring this some water, cause. But what was I saying? She want her mommy to hold her. It's okay. Oh, it's all right, Mari. It's okay. I'm gonna just turn that off real quick, so maybe you can set up. Hey, so you got clothes, right? Oh, he don't have a shirt. Oh my gosh, there was something I wanted to ask when we were talking about that. About. We're gonna get through this. I gotta turn those peas off. Hold on, let me go check. Let me turn them off. That even for me. Okay. Sorry.
4 months?
6 and 9. Probably like 5, maybe 5 months.
Okay.
Wait. Wait a minute. Do this. One more thing. No, cut. That's your story. Your power. I cannot with you. You play too much. All right.